A little bit of water, please.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Don't rush.
Babampo and the JSE leadership. It is an open secret that since democracy, the economy foundation remained undisturbed. The neoliberal programs of the state equally worsened the economic environment by hedging the colonial and apartheid programs. A derivative inclusive index shows that South Africa has a very low degree of economic inclusiveness compared to other developing countries, and that its growth since 1996 has not been inclusive. An inclusive market economy should ensure that anyone, regardless of their race, gender, place of birth, family background, age, or other circumstances over which they have no control, has full and fair access to means of production, labor markets, finance and entrepreneurship, and more generally, economic opportunity. This is not the reality in South Africa. We know that the JSE transactions is premised on ethical and values of transparency. As a very concerned community of people classified colored, we have serious concerns with regards to the economic blind eye where we observe on the part of the JSE. The majority of companies listed on the JSE are completely disconnected from ordinary South Africans, and in particular those called coloureds. We as a community know of no meaningful program or platform where classified coloureds benefit substantially from economic activity.
Take a breather.
There is no public record of how much listed companies are spending in former classified colored communities. All economic development is happening outside our communities, and this cannot go uncontested anymore. So we have converged on the economic powerhouse platform to serve a notice letter on both the JSE and all companies listed on the platform. We want to advise the JSE and all the enterprises listed to respond to our notice within 7 working days. Should our notice go unattended, we will have no choice but to cut the economic blood flow of all listed companies. We will ensure that investors turn away from South Africa, and we will mobilize the international community to impose sanctions on South Africa until economic fairness and justice prevail. Now our letter of notice, which we want a response for in 7 days. The Gauteng Shutdown Coordinating Committee call upon the JSE to provide us with a full audit of how many classified coloureds are employed in your organization.
Yes.
We call on the JSE. Secondly, we call on the JSE to publicly reveal how many classified colored communities benefited from your CSI spend and programs of development of classified colored staff. We call upon the JSE, number 3, to request full audits of how many classified coloreds are employed in all the listed companies and what their CSI spend is in classified colored communities. Number 4, we request that the JSE solicit information from all listed companies regarding the status of classified colors as far as employment equity is concerned. Affirmative action, broad-based black economic empowerment. Number 5, the JSE would like to know what programs of economic inclusivity for classified colors currently in both the JSE and listed companies. Number 6, how many classified colors have shares on the JSE? Regards on behalf of the Gauteng Shutdown Coordinating Committee. I thank you.
Amase!
Thank you.
What we'll do is ask Brother Mpho just to sign these two, and then we will give you an opportunity to respond.
Before you
respond. Yeah, we've got one. And there's a copy. Just initial there.
Yeah, I'll direct me. Sorry, Papa, let's one direct.
Right, and then just sign for us. And just put the date on there and your full name and surname, please. The 9th. Okay, you can do that one as well, please. Okay.
That's my copy.
Yeah, there's your copy. Let me just sign it for you as well. Just keep there for us leadership. We'll give you an opportunity now just to respond, give your initial response.
Yeah, just in brief, thank you very much for this notice letter. So we as the JSE will still need to consider what you have in this document, and we will engage with you. We'd like to come and sit down with you and have the conversation around everything else that is in this paper so that we can find a common ground in terms of what is really entailed in this and what the JSE can do for you, and not only just what we can just promise. So that is for now our response. We will consider this and then we will be in touch with you.
We'll also give the media an opportunity to ask questions. Griselda? Anybody wants to ask questions? Right?
Griselda.
Just tell us your name and your surname, please, ma'am.
My name is Sonia. I'm Sonia from News 24. I just wanted to know, when should we expect a response by?
We're still going to consider, then from there we'll be in engagement with Mr. Williams.
But we gave them to 7 days, no?
Yes, it's within 7 days.
It's within 7 days.
Within 7 days they have to come back to us.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if there's nobody else that's going to ask a question, we want to thank Mpho and we want to thank the JSE for being a good host. And I hope the coffee is ready inside. Thank you very much, and thank you in particular for the media. The community around the country would love to appreciate your tireless efforts of carrying our stories. It has not been an easy. It's grueling as much as it's grueling for us. We know that it's very much grueling also for the media. You know, late hours, early morning hours. So we just want to express on behalf of the entire community of those classified colors in the country. We want to just appreciate you, and we want to invite you to meet with us on Friday morning where we will bring the communities now to Newtown at Mary Fitzgerald Square. That's I always can't get that Mary's name right, but we'll get it right there. Just to invite every South African who is a patriotic South African to come and support the plight of those people who are term-colored and have been oppressed. We are also saying that it's just nonsensical that as a democratic dispensation and people with so much intelligence that we came into a democracy and then we started reclassifying people again along racial lines. This is perhaps the most brutal, the brutality that has been served on our people since democracy. Genocide. So we are calling upon the president again and again and again in his entire cabinet that it cannot be correct that we classify people on the basis of their color in 2018. It just does not make sense. We are always saying, and we will continue to advance, that racial categorization perpetuates racism. For as long as we put people in boxes of color, that's how long people now think that we want just colored rights. People think that we want to be separate, we want a little Orania somewhere.
No.
We cannot be part of anybody who subscribe to that notion and that entire absurd ideology. We are a people, we are the First Nation people that is standing here today, and we have always invited and welcomed everybody else. So once more again, we want to invite the rest of South Africa to come and join us on Friday and let us have some fun while we go to the Premier and the Gauteng legislature and we engage them. This is purely engagement. It's not antagonism, it is not to speak harm, but this is purely our move of engagement. Lastly, we are very tired of taking and locking down our communities while the big boys are having fun. So you will see a lot of creative responses in terms of shutdown. You are going to see shutdown that has never been set before. We have got absolutely very beautiful programs that you can, as media in particular, it's going to excite you because we are taking all of that away from our people and we are going to take it to the powers that be because that's how it is supposed to be. Once more, thank you very much. Amase. 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 Thank you.
It's greetings. It's greetings. Thank you. Who's that stuff?
Well, there you have it. Anthony Williams of the Gauteng Shutdown Coordinating Committee having handed over their memorandum to the JSE, and just a synopsis of what he said is that they want access to the means of production and that the companies listed on the JSE are completely disconnected to the suffering communities around them, and they want this to change, and they gave them 7 days to respond. But he was also talking about the meeting that they plan to take to the Gauteng government on Friday at the Mary Fitzgerald Square, and we will be covering that for you. Let's take